Depot papers are investing a lot of money to try to get service just like that started. Science editor Steve Newman reports on one person already using the brand new system.
Good morning, guys, and welcome back to another What Ate in a Day on WW Blue Plan. Thank you so much for joining me. My name's Olivia if you guys are new to finding me, and today I'm sharing with you another What Ate in a Day on Weight Watchers. I'm making my morning coffee, which I find so fun when you make it more of like a ritual. Turn on some cozy lights, make it more of a nice kind of relaxing moment. I'm using some pumpkin spice latte in my Nespresso pod that I found at Walmart, by the way. They are so delicious, and I just use a little bit of creamer, and I do not count my coffee. So delicious. Then I'm going in and I'm making some cereal. Well, I'm pouring some cereal. I'm using the whole grain pumpkin spice Cheerios, which are actually delicious if you haven't tried them. I'm having 3/4 of a cup for 4 points, and I just measure these out with a little measuring cup. You can weigh them as well, but I just find this super easy. And then I'm going in with some plain unsweetened almond milk. I'm just using 3/4 of a cup, but I could use 1 whole cup for 1 point as well. This will make my breakfast 5 points in total. I'm also having a banana on the side as well for something a little bit extra so I feel super full from my breakfast. Just wanted to show you guys I got some flowers for fall for our balcony. So just some garden mums and then some English lavender. I know that's not typical for fall flowers, but I just kind of liked this color combination and I thought it was really pretty. So let me just show you. This is just like, we have this out here because it's just like an easy one to work, have your laptop on and work out here. So this is our balcony. We do live by the water. We obviously have this building here which blocks us, but we have like a really pretty view otherwise. So anyways, I grabbed these little for Halloween. I thought this was adorable, and I think we need like a little low candle to go here as well, but I like this. Just a little fake plant, but I loved the leaves. I thought it went really nicely with this table. We have the barbecue here. This is the other side. So I just loved the vibrant colors, how they pop together, and then obviously the lavender, just kind of a nice soft background. Have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to flowers, but I really like these, so I thought I would share them with you. Okay, so this is my lunch today. I know this is kind of a weird lunch, but sometimes I use things up if I notice that they're kind of going bad in the fridge, and I want to make sure that I eat them before they go to waste. This is kind of what I'm throwing together. So today I'm having this kind of odd salad bowl, and I know it doesn't look like super exciting when it's laid out like this, but I just wanted to share with you what the ingredients are, and then I like to mix it all together. So I'm using some rice. This rice, oh no, a little bit of a chip in the plate. What are you gonna do? This rice is gonna be 4 points, chicken is 0 points, and then the rest of the veggies are 0 points. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix this together with some salsa, which this salsa is okay. I don't love it, but it's 0 points. It's the one from Walmart. So I'm going to use a good amount of this because it'll be 0 points. I'm also going to mix in a little bit of the G. Hughes sugar-free barbecue sauce. This is the hickory flavor. This will be 0 points as well for the amount that I'm using just over top of my chicken. So I like to kind of give everything like a little bit of a mix, and then it's like a power bowl, but you've got the crunch with the raw veggies. And sometimes I like to cook them, steam them, and season everything up really well, but then other days I'm in a little bit of a rush, like today, and I just want some filling, nutritious lunch. Why can't I speak today? Nutritious filling lunch options, and this is what I'm going to have. Also, I'm going to be having some PB powder. So this is the PB2. I just mixed it with some water, 2 tablespoons. It's going to be 1 point, and then I'm also going to not going to chop it up now because I don't want it to go brown, but I'm going to be having some apple slices on the side, which I will dip into my PB2. So again, this is let me grab it. This is the powder that I use, the PB and Me. Really great option, and honestly, it's so delicious. I also really like it for smoothies because it just adds a little bit of extra protein, and of course you're getting the peanut butter flavor as well, just with, you know, with a little bit less points. Even though I love real peanut butter too, like you can definitely have that as well. It's just higher in points. So this is my lunch. It's going to be 5 points altogether, and that's going to suit me just fine today. So I know I'm having like a really nice, warm, comforting meal tonight, which I'm excited to try. So this will do really well for lunch and fill me right up. Hey guys, welcome to dinner. Thank you so much for joining me while I make dinner tonight. I'm gonna be making kind of a fall, festive, I don't know, really nice, warm and cozy kind of meal, and I'm really excited to share it with you. I haven't made this before. Really looking forward to trying this one out. I found it in the WW app. This is actually called, I will try to link it down below, or if not, I will just post what the recipe says to include. It's called Cider-glazed roast pork with apples, sweet potato, and sage. And that to me just feels so fall and really a nice comforting type of meal. I'm obviously also dressed up with like Halloween in mind. So it is before Halloween here, but if you were catching this either on Halloween or after Halloween, then happy Halloween or happy belated. I hope you had a great one and enjoyed it with your family. Let me know in the comment section what you dressed up as or what you dressed your kids up as. I love to hear about that. I always love to hear what people think of to dress up as for Halloween. People are so creative and I wish I was. I'm always so envious of that. But anyway, we're going to get into making today's recipe, which includes some pork tenderloin, which I have right here. I'm also going to be using apple cider for a nice kind of infusion, again, of the fall type flavors with apples. Let's go ahead, let's make this dinner. Let me show you what ingredients I will be using. Okay, so let's talk about what ingredients we are going to be using today. Obviously, we have a nice little Halloween theme going with some of my little accessories for cooking today, just because this is Halloween. So obviously, start of the show, we've got this pork tenderloin, which mine is about close to 1.5 pounds, maybe 1.2. So we're going to go a little bit less on the recipe for me, but I will post the recipe that I'm using from Weight Watchers that is based on 2 pounds. But this is what we're going to be needing. Oh, I forgot one of the main ingredients, which is going to be apple cider. So just bear with me. Let me grab that from the fridge. So I grabbed this Honeycrisp apple cider because I don't think it matters which one I use. Looks incredible. I'm really excited about this. And then obviously you're going to need apple cider vinegar. You're going to need a little bit of olive oil in this recipe. And then for your seasonings, this is the recipe, by the way, in case anybody, if you're wondering, you can actually go into the app and they have really great recipes. And so this is what I'm going to be using for seasoning today. Salt, pepper, it does call for kosher salt, but I didn't have any. And then it does call for allspice, which I couldn't find allspice, but I knew I had probably most of the makings, and I do. So we're going to be using some clove, some nutmeg, and some cinnamon. I feel like there might be something else in allspice, but I think that should be okay. It's not even a ton of that, but those are the spices I'm going to be using in the recipe. And then we're also going to be needing 3 Granny Smith apples. You can use any kind of really tart apple, something that's a little bit hardier that's going to kind of hold its shape when it's cooking. So Granny Smiths are definitely great for that. So we're going to be using these. My little skeleton hands, trying to be on theme, you know what I mean? And then we're also going to be using some unsalted butter, and I'm also going to need some red onions. This is going to cook down in my pot here, so I'm just using a Dutch oven for this recipe because it is going to be cooked a little bit on the stove and then it's going into the oven as well. So we're going to need sweet potatoes. I've got 2 here. You might need more if you're cooking 2 pounds, but this is definitely going to be enough, and it will be enough for leftovers as well. And then you're going to need some fresh sage. I think probably dried is okay, but I did grab some fresh sage as well. And I'm just going to probably plate it with a little bit of some salad on the side, just as like an additional bit of veggies, but I think this is perfect. So let's get to preparing. Okay, so first thing, I just preheated my oven to 400, and now I just washed my apples and I'm going to peel them. I feel like that's a little bit redundant, but I'd rather clean apples anyways. We are going to be searing my pork, so I'm going to pat that dry shortly and season that with some salt and pepper. The seasoning that I was talking about earlier, that's going to be coating the apples, the onion, and the sweet potato. Why couldn't I think of that? So right now I've just washed my apples, and now I'm going to peel them, and I'm going to kind of cut everything up kind of similar size, and then I'm going to toss it in this bowl.
Every day.
Okay, so I've just gone ahead and made my own little bit of a mixture for allspice, and I'm just using the back of my spoon just to kind of like stir this all together. I even stirred in the salt as well, just so it kind of gets mixed well. And then I'm going to, it's super fragrant by the way, like already it's very like nutty and I don't know, warm smelling. Like it definitely has that kind of fall scent. But I'm going to drizzle over a little bit of olive oil. And last but not least, I'm also going to chop up a little bit of this sage and also mix that in. Everything's nice and coated. I just decided at the last minute to add some thyme as well. I think that would pair really well with this, and I think just add another little level of flavor. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grab another like little pot, baking sheet, just because I think I need to separate these a little bit more because my pan is just... Okay, so as I mentioned, I separated some of my vegetables and apples obviously into this little pan here, and then I have the remaining ones that are gonna go in here. But this pot is not that big, it's just a 3-quart. But in the meantime, I'm going to, I've patted my pork dry, I've seasoned it with salt and pepper, and now it's time to get a bit of a sear going. It might be a little hard to hear me, but I do have a pretty good sear now on both sides. We're gonna do this for 3 to 4 minutes per side. And now I'm gonna go in with my vegetables and apples. Okay, so my pork is now in the oven, and the sides, of course, and that's gonna go in for about half an hour. Once I pull it out, I'm going to pop them onto a plate just to rest, and then I'm gonna create the glaze on the side, which is the apple cider and the apple cider vinegar with some of that butter, and then it's gonna create like a nice kind of rich, saucy glaze to drizzle over top. Okay, I just took the pork out of the oven, so let's go ahead and get a sneak peek. Oh my gosh. I wish you could smell this. It smells so good. Even just the whole, our whole place, it smells amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna use my meat thermometer and then just double check this, but oh my gosh, it smells incredible. So it is done, and now I'm going to, like I mentioned, remove the pork and the vegetables onto a plate, and then I'm just going to go ahead and get started on this. So I'm going in with some apple cider vinegar to sort of scrape up all of the goodness that is in the bottom of the pan. So it'll just help, let me actually just show you. It'll help actually pull all of those bits up off of the bottom. There is some of the vegetables still in there, but I think that's, sorry. Hopefully you can actually see. Some of the bits are still in there, but that's okay. It might be a little bit of a lumpy sauce, but it's my sauce, so it's all right. Okay, going in with our apple cider, and it's going to be a cup. Now you're we're gonna actually turn this up to high heat and we wanna bring this to a boil. I'm going to reduce into a thick, sort of syrupy texture, and then we'll just add a little bit of that butter and we'll be ready to serve. Okay, steaming up a little bit. I know I said to turn this down to reduce it, but you actually just keep it going at a boil, and then that should actually help reduce it down into a thicker, syrupy texture. So we've been going for about, I want to say almost 3 minutes now, and we're getting to this kind of consistency. So I want to see it go a little bit thicker. Go for probably another 2 minutes and see where we are. Amazing. This is exactly what I was hoping for, something thick, and look how kind of like, when you scrape it, it takes a minute to return back over to the side of the pan. That is how it's nice and thick. So I'm just gonna go ahead, add some butter to this, and then I'm gonna plate up my meal and show you what it looks like. Just really quickly, I put the butter in and just look at the kind of color. I just did a small little taste test. It tastes super rich and delicious. So I like love this. Here is my meal all plated up. This looks incredible. Like the actual smells in my kitchen are so delicious. So I just went with a very simple green salad on the side with some tomatoes. And then I obviously plated up my vegetables a little bit over on the side. And then I've got this is about 4 ounces compared to the suggested kind of 3.5. But I'm fine with that. I would say this is more of an 8-point meal rather than 6, just because I went a little heavier on the vegetables and the meat, but this is just gonna be so delicious. Let me try it. I'm dying though. I don't have a fork. I put all of everything in the dishwasher and didn't even save a fork, so I'm just using a random like spoon to try and taste test this, but I gotta let you guys know what it's like. Okay, you know I always like to show as well like the portion size that we're getting with this meal, so this is what we're looking at. Hearty, like really filling kind of meal, and that's what I'm all about. First, I'm gonna go ahead and try a piece of the pork with the glaze, because I haven't tried that with the glaze. It reminds me almost like of a chutney or like a jam consistency, because it's really gotten into this very thick sort of jam sauce. I probably reduced it down too far. I feel like you could have it a little bit thinner if you didn't reduce it as far as this, but actually this is incredible. It's kind of thick and it's really coating the pork. It's not falling off of it like, you know, a really thin sauce would. It's sticking on it and it's amazing. Pork is cooked perfectly. It's not dry. It's a really great flavor with those added spices. And then obviously we've got the sweet potato and then the apple. The apple is interesting. Like it reminds me, because of the color, like it looks almost like a little parsnip. But let me try this. This little spoon is too much. Okay, let me try this. That's amazing. It's different than I expected. It has a very, very strong apple flavor that's coming through. It's very tart. It's like, it's hard to explain, but you really get the apple that's coming through, and I didn't think it would be that strong, but it really is. It's really delicious. Big yes to this. I'm so excited. I'm gonna go ahead and eat this, and I will meet you guys back here. Oh, what am I having for dessert? Let me figure that out. I want to show you because I'll wrap it up now because I'm not making like a big dessert. Don't hang up. Okay, so for dessert tonight, I'm actually going to be having some chocolate, which don't be afraid. You can absolutely have chocolate. You can have whatever you want. You can work it into your plan. It's, you know, as simple as making sure you have enough points or just working it into your weeklies and things like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and have one of these Reese's Peanut Butter Cup pumpkins because it's Halloween. So I'm having one of these. It is 8 points for one, which is crazy, but it is what it is. 2 of them you could have, it would be 15 points, but we are going, my boyfriend and I are going to split this package so that each of us gets one so we can kind of chill and watch a little bit of TV to finish off the night. I'm also finishing up my 5th one of these for water, which is great. I'm really happy with that. I got in a lot of water today, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I Hope you enjoyed today's What I Ate in a Day on Weight Watchers Blue Plan. Please let me know in the comment section down below what you did to celebrate Halloween, what you dressed up as. I'm so curious. I always love to hear stuff like that. If you haven't subscribed already, I would love to have you here for future videos. Don't forget to hit that red subscribe button today before you leave. And of course, if you enjoyed today's video, please give it a big thumbs up. It really helps out me and it helps out my channel. And you can share this video with your friends if you are interested, or if they're interested in learning a little bit more about some like Weight Watcher meal ideas. But yeah, and don't forget, you can always find me over on Instagram and TikTok at OliviaFredaCurves. And that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you guys in my next video. I hope you're having the best day wherever you are, and I will see you guys soon.